in the bayou. Welcome to Cajun Field in Lafayette. After a full day of college football, the sun is down, the lights are on, and we still have more for you on EA Sports. It's the South Alabama Jaguars and the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rowe will be keeping an eye on things on the sideline. And the Raging Cajuns headed for the ball, and we're ready for action. He'll bring it out. It's Marion. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Gives it on the option. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10.
There's nothing better than opening drive, coming out as an away team. Everybody's got all that excitement, all that energy, and being able to run the football and physically exert yourself to start a football game.
Pretty good job of running to get two there to the 32.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Dropping back, it's Davenport. It's complete to the left. He stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's first down. The Jaguars will hustle to the line. Hand off from the shotgun. At the 40, there he goes. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Running inside, it's Phillips. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. The Jaguars come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Gonna run it. It's Martin. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Following that run, we have a player who is shaken up. The negative play leaves them with 2nd and 12. The play action fake. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Well, the defense watched film last week. They saw this running back catch multiple passes, and that hasn't been the case today. They are clamping down on him, always aware of him, especially in the passing game, and so far they've taken him away.
Thanks to Grab. Turning it on. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14. And the Jaguars come to the line with a fresh set of downs thanks to that last connection in the passing game. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to throw, it's Davenport. Skips away from pressure. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. It's complete. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. In the gun, looking to throw on third down. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
And I know it wasn't successful there, but you can go back to last week. Like, they're going to throw this man the football. They find creative ways to get him the ball. Really good coaches get their playmakers the ball in space, and that's what I like about this offense. I bet they come back to him and find a way to throw him the football some more.
Now the offense wants to make sure everything's straightened out, and they call their first timeout. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on fourth down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. So the Raging Cajuns offense will now get its first chance with the football.
Hey, you come out early in the game, you're trying to send a message to your team that you're confident, you believe in them to convert these fourth downs. You didn't get that one, but don't let it be a detriment moving forward. If you want to stay aggressive, be that way throughout the course of the game.
They go to the draw. Not much room there. They'll give him one to the 9.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
I love when offenses are stubborn and they run the football. That's a really good thing. Those are body blows that sometimes throughout a game can lead up. But the offensive line, they got to pave a little bit better room. Like, there needs to be a little bit more room so this guy can break free and get in the open field, try to make a play. Now it's 3rd and 6, so now probably a passing situation.
Hand off from the gun. He fought his way out to the 16, but it'll be 4th down. The Raging Cajuns decide to punt it away. Takes it on the return. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The Jaguars offense ready to go back to work. You could probably question the decision to pass on a field goal last time, and they came up empty on that previous drive, Jesse.
I just think in this offense, it's going to come down to critical down and distances, right? Down in the red zone, 3rd down, 4th down. I like them being aggressive. They just got to do a better job executing.
Yeah, and they kind of know what the defense gave them last time. So let's be more aggressive and take advantage of that defense on this drive.
To the air, it's Davenport. Got a man, it's Jenkins. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. The Jaguars are in the hurry-up. Looking for a chunk play on 2nd and short. Grab near the marker. It's Phillips. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Snagged in the middle, it's Jenkins. And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. On the move, he fires. Makes the grab. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. The Jaguars have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. No room to run, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. And he's in. Touchdown, South Alabama. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
Here's the return from inside his 10. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Tight end now in motion. Takes a handoff. It's Reagan. Got enough for the first.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
They'll snap it from the 26 on 1st down. To the air. It's Winfield. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
And with that stop, we are headed for the end of the first quarter. That's the end of the quarter. South Alabama has the lead. Let's take a look at the numbers through the first quarter. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. Defense in press coverage. They're going to try to throw for it on third down. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. And the Raging Cajuns will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and look for room. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The Jaguars offense ready to start this drive. Pushes ahead for one. It's 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Looking to pass. It's Davenport. Working that left side now. There's a little room there. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. And the Jaguars moving quickly to the line.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes. Because if you get the right coverage and it's man-to-man.
Breaks into the open. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Quick release by the QB.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now, and they may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
He's there to make the stop. They'll try to move the chains on third down from their own 20. Off the RPO, quick throw to the right. He is stopped well short of the first down, but they are still in field goal range, assuming they send the kicker out there. Despite failing earlier on fourth down, they will try again here. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. A bold decision to go for it on fourth down and one that did not pay off. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Flies to the ground after picking up the first. Great play on second and short. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Now the play fake. Quickly out to the tight end. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Winfield. Got his man on the right. Still on his feet. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. The Raging Cajuns with the 1st and 10. They'll go back to the ground. inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 4. The run inside. It's Reagan. Fighting off the defender. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And this drive, this offense is really focused on physicality, man. Running the football, look at right here, right up the gut. Nice play, nice job just controlling the line of scrimmage, putting a drive together. This offense really doing a good job right now.
Now inside the 20, 1st and 10 from the 18. This time he wants to throw. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Reggie Cajun. Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
I was so excited for this game because I just knew it was going to be a back-and-forth battle, and that's what we've seen here. Great job by the quarterback. Good decision, reading the coverage, accurate throw. They get the extra point. This thing is all knotted up.
They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. He wants to change this route. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Phillips. Got to be smart, patient, great vision. Uses all of that to get to the 29.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Caught near the sticks. It's Jenkins. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. Passing game kept his drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. To the air. It's Davenport. Bringing the heat. And down he goes.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He's an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that sack.
After that sack, they're in a different zip code now. 2nd and long working here. Makes the grab. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. The brain trust getting thoughts together for this big 3rd down coming up. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Got his man. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. Trying to save time on defense, they use their 2nd timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. He goes right back to the air. Pocket breaking down. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
Man, the defense, they haven't had an answer for this guy. He has been lighting them up in the pass game early and often so far, and that time just not able to hook up with his quarterback.
Running inside. It's Phillips. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line.
Defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the first down, and listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
Just got to finish the play through the wide receiver. You got to look that one in and complete it. It's a bad drop.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions, and giving up some yards, and the opponent's in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out of field goal range.
He gets it inside the 20 to the 19, but they still have a ways to go, and it'll be 4th down. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out.
A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Dropping back, it's Winfield. He's going to take off. Give him 9 on that one, sets up a 2nd and 1. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
One of the biggest days of the college football season, and we've got you covered here from the EA Sports Studios in Orlando. Let's open things up with Georgia Tech taking on the number 8 team, the Louisville Cardinals.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. It'll be 3rd and long. A designed run for the quarterback. Knocked down immediately. They tried to surprise him on 3rd and long with the run, and nothing doing. And the Raging Cajuns will punt it away on 4th down. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. South Alabama has it back. The Jaguar offense going to work. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Now facing a 3rd and long. He might want another play. Back to throw, it's Davenport. Makes the grab. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. The Jaguars will send out the punt unit. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. And the punt will come to rest just inside the 30. The Raging Cajuns offense takes the field to begin this drive. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. And after that last completion netted a big fat 0, they're looking at 2nd and 10. They're going to run it to the right. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Offense trying to keep them off balance on 1st and 10. The run inside. It's Reagan. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You got to love the physicality up front by the defense there, allowing only a minimal gain. These are big bodies on the D-line. They eat up blocks, allow the linebackers to run free and make stops.
Quick handoff. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the 1st down. The Raging Cajuns look to keep this drive humming. Here we go. Good hard. Go. Makes the grab over the middle. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to down marker. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
Well, there's just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front. As a result, they lose yardage.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Defense showing blitz. Will they bail out of it? Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Reagan. He gets nothing. Nowhere to go, and it'll be 4th down. And the Raging Cajuns will line up to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Reads it, fires complete. And he broke 1 tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. The Jaguars with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Takes the handoff. It's Phillips. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 30. And the Jaguars come to the line with a new set of downs. Motion from the wideout. Running inside. It's Phillips. Finding some room. He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play. It's all over but the shouting in this one. Top 12 teams in the country. This is the scoreboard, how things are going for those vying for a playoff spot. They'll go back to work with a 1st down in the final period. Makes the catch. It's Jenkins.
It's so nice as a quarterback when you've got a guy like that working for you in the slot. He has such a good feel to find the open spaces in the defense. Just makes life so much easier for his quarterback.
Tackle was made at the 48. It's a pickup of 5 and enough for the 1st down. The Jaguars kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game. The Jaguars pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Makes the tackle at the 31. It's a pickup of 5 on the play. Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Back to pass. It's Davenport. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game.
Oh, he's got some space. Got enough to move the sticks. 1st down from the 17.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Jaguars. Excellent pass by the back on the option. The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming. That kicker took a nasty-looking shot, and that is an obvious personal foul. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Poor starting field position here for this offense. They'll move the wide receiver. They want to run this quarterback. He gets nothing, and they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point, you're going to have to change your thought process. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Got it behind the line. It's Reagan. A 5-yard pickup there leaves him with 3rd down and 5.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing?
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. They're going to go for it, and they're not going to huddle here on 4th down. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. Guys, we'll have another look at this South Alabama offense. And they will open this drive right on the... He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, South Alabama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win column as they extend the lead here late. And he made the extra point without problem. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Back to pass. It's Winfield. The throw. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Couldn't connect on 1st down. Now back to the air. Fires to the big fella. He gets it past the 30, and they'll get him out of bounds at the 32. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. They'll send the back in motion. He'll throw on 3rd down. On the run, still looking. He hits the slide, and he's got enough to convert that 3rd down. The Raging Cajuns come to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, you just get the feeling, too, that if they're going to claw their way back in this game, his legs are going to have to be a factor. What a great job scrambling that time. Nothing open. He didn't panic. He saw some green grass. He was able to get outside, away from the defense, get upfield, pick up the 1st down. That play is going to help their momentum. They need more scramble plays like that from him.
They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Here comes the heat. And they needed a little more room to work with as that one sails out of bounds.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right now.
They got him for the sack, and they'll get the ball back after the 4th down stop.
There's not many play calls on the sheet to score a bunch of points really quickly, so you got to go for it here. I like the aggressiveness, but this offense continues to miss the mark, and they just got to score more points. They got to do better, right, Palmer? That's expert analysis. They got to do better.
South Alabama appears ready to start things on offense. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Quarterback making adjustments. Rides to the back.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football. You preserve the lead. You've got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get it done.
And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position facing a 3rd and long. Wants to throw. It's Davenport. Fires to the wideout. It's picked off, and that's number 10. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
interception number 6. That's 6. He just continues to find ways to find the football and make plays for this defense.
Leaves it with the back. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. Second down, they'll go to the air. He's taking the deep shot. He's got it down right side. Off and running. He's at the top. Touchdown, Louisiana. This crowd was eating it up.
The one thing you know about this offense, they're going to keep fighting, right? They're down on the scoreboard right now, but they're trying everything they can. Nice job there, finding a way to score that touchdown. And listen, we've seen crazier things happen before in college football. This thing ain't over until there's zeros on the clock.
And the extra point is good, but they're still down 24-14. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
The Jaguars offense ready to go back to work. Pick up for 5. It's now 2nd and 5. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. They'll get together to decide how to play this second down. Back to pass on second down. That's caught. It's Phillips. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. Trying to save time on defense, they use their second timeout. And they're really frustrated having to use that after giving up the first down. The give and tick, 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 tick. Brought down after a big run, and that is the way to put an exclamation point on this one. Wanting to stop the clock on defense, they use their third and final timeout. And that got under their skin a little bit, having to use the TO after giving up the first down. Got enough space, and he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars! They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the fourth.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
Floating away. Trying to make magic with his feet. Thought he saw some daylight, but this defense closed quickly. Maybe picked up 1 on the play. Back to throw. It's Winfield. Quickly to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. They'll snap it from the gun on third down. Throws to the tight end. And they fail to hook up on third down.
And it's going to be hard for this offense, man. They've struggled to pass the football down the field to make these explosive plays, and now huge.
And guys, hold that thought just a second, because here comes the fourth down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive. And the Raging Cajuns headed quickly to the line. The offense going to try again on another play. They'll just spike it on this one. Behind the chains now on second and long.
Ready. Blue 22.
Back to pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Jensen. Trying to save time on defense. They use their second timeout. And they'll still have 1 timeout left at their disposal. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. And they can't make the play on third down.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the story of the game, guys.
They've already converted once on fourth down on this drive. They are unafraid to make everywhere four-down territory. There's a crease. Running inside the 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Cajun.
And a nice touchdown. Continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make points.
This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. The hands team out there to avert disaster, and so they do. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Timeout is called. Clock stops. 13 seconds to go in the game.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
Third down, they need 12. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time